Well, it's for the longest time, it seemed like we were going to be talking about your unbeaten managerial career. But given the challenges you faced, the depleted roster, did that just catch up with you in the final minutes?
Yeah, I mean, it was an 80-minute performance. And I'm really proud of the effort that the players put in for that 80 minutes. They nearly executed the game plan to perfection, and they nearly got a deserved point, at least, out of the game. Unfortunately, the last 10 minutes, two mistakes cost us, and that's the cruelty of football sometimes. That it's a 90-minute match, and you need to put a 90-minute performance in, and the players are aware of that. They know where the growth areas are for us as a team, but I have to commend them for the effort that they put in, because I thought they were excellent, especially defensively for large parts of the game, in a very difficult place to get a result against a very difficult opponent.
If I can ask a follow-up, can you give us a sense of what it was like behind the scenes? Did you have a lot of notice about these suspensions? What was it like leading up to the game?
Yeah, it was fine leading up to the game, Neil. Obviously, we were notified by the league, and we knew that we would have players and potentially staff suspended. So we just adjusted and adjusted our protocols and followed our game plan. So it's not the circumstances that I would have preferred, for sure. I would much prefer to have the gaffer on the touchline with me as well as many of our players back. But it's the reality of what we're dealing with, and we just adapted and did our very best to try and overcome the circumstances.
Thank you.
We go next to John.
Thanks, Nick. Hi, Jason. Nashville is a pretty good team on the counterattack. They're really quick, but they really didn't get in behind you tonight, aside from the the Teals goal. How were you able to sort of limit their quality moments in transition?
Yeah, I mean, obviously they have a lot of threat going forward with Schaffelberg, Mukhtar, and Surridge, particularly a real threat in transition. But I thought the boys did an excellent job of mitigating that. The three center backs largely nullified their front two. And I thought Tyrese Spicer did an excellent job in the first half and then into the second half for a period of time before Kobe Franklin came on to really shut the game down on the flanks. So, the guys executed the game plan almost to perfection. And again, the frustrating thing, and in some respects, I'm pleased that the guys are frustrated. We're frustrated because they know this was a good opportunity. But that's the difference between, getting a result away from home on the road and not getting a result, is you've got to put that 90-minute performance together. But as I said before, for 80 minutes, I thought the guys did an excellent job.
We'll go next to James.
Thanks, Nick. Hello, Jason. Given those circumstances, what was the message to the group tonight, and what was that game plan?
I mean, the message to the players tonight was to take the opportunity that was in front of them. A lot of players are desperate to play in the first team. They're desperate for an opportunity to prove themselves, and this was a chance for a lot of the guys. And for 80 minutes, again, they were very, very good. They performed exceptionally well. But these are the fine margins in professional football and MLS. You've got to put together the full game. And mistakes that cost goals are the difference between coming away from a very difficult place with a smile on your face and feeling frustrated and disappointed that we come away with nothing. So, again, I thought the players that stepped in today did an excellent job and executed the game plan. Just to be a tight team, to be very difficult to play through, to beat, to deal with their front two and the pace that they have, and the pace of Schaffelberg, who we know very well from our time with the national team. And I thought for large parts of the game we did that. So there's a lot to be proud of, a lot to be pleased with. But we also know that we're coming away frustrated because we've got no points out of this match. So it's part of the learning process. It's part of the growth and evolution of this team. to be disappointed with the outcome of the match, knowing that there were a lot of good moments in the match, a lot of positive to come out of it. And we want to build on that and build on that positivity into the next match that's coming up in the next couple of days.
We'll go back to Neil next.
Jason, you're in the middle of it Saturday night trying to play peacemaker. Do you have any thoughts on the disciplinary committee? It seemed like Toronto got hit harder than New York City did.
No, and no thoughts, Neil. I mean, obviously, those are things that you never want to see in football. But I did my best to be a peacemaker. I don't know if I was a peacemaker as a player, but I'm certainly a peacemaker as a coach. I can understand everyone wanting to get answers to those questions. But my thoughts are, we focused very quickly on what we had to do tonight and move forward to this game. There's no real time to dwell on the past. We've got to look forward, and now the attention shifts to the next match against Montreal in a couple of days.
Thank you.
And for our last question of the night, unless we have more hands, we'll go back to John Molnar.
Thanks, Nick. Jay, just to follow up on that, just given what sort of took place on Saturday and then the suspensions and John not being on the touchline tonight, how would you describe the general sort of frame of mind and mentality of the players, going into this game? And, admittedly, a pretty tough situation and a difficult one as well.
It's a difficult place to get a result in Nashville. There's not many teams who are going to come here and come away with a smile on their face and 3 points in the bag. So, the players have this next man up focus. They know that there will be injuries, there will be suspensions, and it really is about the entire squad of players and the players being ready to step in and take their chance when that opportunity comes. And that was the focus all week on this match, was the opportunity that existed. And again, I have to commend the players. I thought they did an excellent job for large parts of the game, and they should be proud of their performance. Disappointed with the result, disappointed with the goals we conceded, but proud of a lot of the work that they did to hold a very difficult team at home to very, very few chances.
And we have time for one last one. We'll go back to James.
Thanks again, Nick. Jason, you touched on that Montreal game coming up. What do these next few days look like? There was a shadow of some potential further disciplinary actions coming down.
I can't really comment on that, so I don't have any information to share on that. But our preparation is as we planned it. We're obviously going to get back to Toronto as quickly as we can and get ourselves ready for Montreal. Preparation starts now, and we've got a short period of time to get ready for that match, as do they. But we'll be ready to go and looking forward to the match on Saturday.